Most men lose their power not because they lack strength, but because they allow emotions to run the show. When you get hurt, betrayed, or abandoned, it's natural to feel pain. You're human, but the difference between those who rise and those who crumble is how they respond to that pain. You see, emotional control isn't about pretending you don't care. It's about refusing to let your emotions make decisions for you. Because when you act from pain, you destroy progress. When you act from focus, you create power. Think about it. How many times have you ruined a good day because of a memory? Initiative. How many goals have you delayed because your heart was too heavy to move? That's how weakness grows. You feed it every time you give your energy to something you can't control. She left. That's reality. But your response, that's still yours to command. Cry if you must. Feel it once. Then wipe your face and go harder than you did before. Because strength isn't found in avoidance, it's found in mastery. The world doesn't care about your heartbreak. It respects results. And those results come when you learn to channel pain into productivity. Every rep in the gym, every late night of grinding, every silent morning of discipline. That's emotional control in action. It's the art of turning pain into progress. You must understand, no one will hand you power. Tiddiv, you build it from the chaos you survive. When you choose not to react, when you stay calm instead of breaking down, you're teaching your mind who's in charge. Initiative. That's when you become dangerous. Not because you feel nothing, but because you've learned to feel everything and still move forward. Control your emotions, or they will control you. Every time you think about her, that's energy leaving your body. Every time you replay what went wrong, that's focus wasted. Initiative. You have a limited amount of energy each day, and if you spend it on things you can't fix, you'll never have enough left to build the life you deserve. The moment you decide to redirect that energy inward, to your growth, your body, your mind, your future, that's when real transformation begins. Initiative. Investing in yourself isn't just about money or success. It's about deciding that your time and attention are sacred. When you stop chasing distractions, you start attracting opportunities. Go to the gym not because you want to impress her, but because you respect yourself. Read not to escape reality, but to expand it. Initiative. Surround yourself with people who push you to grow, not those who keep you stuck in the same story. When you invest in yourself, you become your own source of strength. Initiative. You stop looking for validation because your reflection already proves your worth. Every man who ever built something powerful started by building himself first. When you master your discipline, when you take control of your habits, your confidence grows, and that confidence becomes magnetic. People will notice. Success will notice. Life rewards the man who values himself enough to put in the work even when no one's watching. You have two choices: keep chasing someone who's no longer there, or build the version of yourself that no one can ignore. One path keeps you trapped in the past. The other turns your pain into progress. Initiative. Choose wisely, because the man who invests in himself never loses, he only evolves. Turn your focus inward. That's where your power lies. Silence is one of the most powerful weapons a man can possess, yet most people fear it. They feel the urge to explain, to prove, to argue, to show that they're doing fine without her. Initiative. But real strength is quiet, doesn't need validation. When you step back and stop reacting, you take back control of the narrative. You no longer move based on emotions or what others might think. You move with intention. Silence allows you to breathe, to heal, and to focus without the noise of the world pulling you in every direction. When you disappear into your work, into your discipline, into your growth, people will notice. Initiative. They'll wonder where you went. They'll check your progress. But by then, you'll be too busy improving yourself to care about their curiosity. Silence isn't weakness. It's strategy. While others waste their breath explaining their pain, you use yours to build your purpose. Let your actions make the noise. And let your success speak the language of revenge. You don't owe anyone an explanation for choosing peace. You don't need to post your progress or prove your worth. The most powerful transformation happens in private, when no one is watching, when it's just you and your mission. The quiet nights, the long days, the discipline, that's where the new version of you is born. When you move in silence, you become unpredictable. People can't read your next move, and that's what makes you dangerous. They'll see your results and wonder how you did it, but you'll know the truth. It was the silence that built you, the stillness that strengthened you, and the focus that made you unstoppable. Initiative. Let silence speak louder than your emotions ever could. Most people spend their lives chasing temporary pleasures, the thrill of attention, the comfort of validation, the rush of being wanted. But those things fade, and the emptiness that follows is even heavier. When your life is built around pleasure, you become a slave to it. You start depending on moments that don't last instead of building something that does. Purpose, on the other hand, is solid. It gives you direction when everything else feels lost. Initiative It gives your pain meaning. When you start living for something greater than comfort, you begin to separate yourself from the crowd. Every distraction you say no to is a step toward mastery. Every time you choose work over laziness, discipline over impulse, purpose over pleasure, you build a foundation that cannot be shaken. The problem is, most men want the reward without the sacrifice. They want the success without the solitude. Purpose demands your focus, your time, and sometimes your heart. You have to give up what feels good now for what will feel great later. The moment you decide that your mission matters more than any temporary desire, you gain clarity. The noise fades. The people who used to matter start losing their hold on you. Because purpose creates its own kind of peace, one that pleasure could never match. And as you move with that kind of focus, life starts to open up in ways you never imagined. Stop chasing things that make you feel alive for a moment. Start building the life that keeps you alive forever. Pleasure will come and go, but purpose will make you unstoppable. When your purpose becomes louder than your pleasure, that's when you finally start to win. Every day you wake up. Initiative, you're given a chance to start over, to rewrite the story, to rebuild the man in the mirror, to become someone stronger than you were yesterday. Reinvention isn't about forgetting who you are, it's about refusing to stay the same. Too many people live trapped in the memory of who they used to be. Stuck in past mistakes, failed relationships, broken promises. But life doesn't reward the man who clings to his past. It rewards the one who learns, adapts, and evolves. Initiative. When you decide to reinvent yourself, you stop waiting for someone to save you. You become your own savior. You start by doing the small things differently. Waking up earlier, keeping your word, pushing harder in the gym, reading something new instead of scrolling endlessly. Progress doesn't happen overnight, but every consistent effort adds up. With time, you start seeing the results, not just in your body, but in your mindset, in your energy, in your confidence. The version of you that got hurt, that lost control. Initiative, that begged for love. He served his purpose. He taught you what not to do. But now it's time to bury him. Let him rest and step into the new you. The one who walks with purpose, who commands respect, who doesn't chase but attracts through presence and discipline. Reinvention means becoming so focused on growth that the past no longer defines you. You must remind yourself daily, you are a work in progress, and that's your power. Because every sunrise is another opportunity to rise with it, sharper, wiser, and more unstoppable than before. Reinvent yourself every day, because the man who evolves can never be defeated. Let her go. Let go of the memories, the what-ifs, the pain that keeps replaying in your mind. Stop waiting for closure, stop chasing explanations, stop holding on to something that's already gone. The moment you release what's breaking you, you make space for what will build you. This isn't about proving her wrong or making her regret leaving. It's about proving to yourself that you can rise regardless of who stays or goes. Your future doesn't depend on her, it depends on your discipline. The gym, the grind, the books, the silence. That's where your new identity is forged. Every day you choose focus over feelings. You're creating distance between who you were and who you're becoming. Pain will visit, but it won't control you anymore. You've learned to stand tall, to use heartbreak as fuel, and to turn loneliness into power. One day, initiative, you'll look back and realize that letting her go was never a loss, it was a release. You weren't meant to chase, you were meant to lead. You weren't meant to beg for love. Initiative, you were meant to build a life that commands respect. So stay focused, stay consistent, and keep walking your path with pride. The man who learns to let go becomes unstoppable, because he no longer fears losing anyone. He only fears losing himself. That's real strength. That's evolution. That's freedom. Let her go, focus on you, and watch how the world starts moving in your favor.